All right, here's the finished product. Finished fire alarm system right here. Key switches for duct smokes, which are up stop. That's an AES box right there that goes directly to the fire department in this town. Different. That's Starlink right there, not needed. Somebody installed it, but finished product inside. Let's go take a look at the ice cream area. This is going to be a fridge. You can come buy your pints of ice cream. Over here is the actual ice cream. That's I forget what they call it, the hot dipper or something like that. That's where they scoop the ice cream from. Ice cream counter. You can come in this door. You got service over there. This is for employees. Nice little fixture. And then you come to the main. This was an existing piece of furniture. That actually, there's a floor box down there tucked underneath the leg that we wired. Lit it up. It's been here since I don't know how long, and we gave them an outlet down there as well. That is, they can plug in an iPad for. We've labeled it on this side. Yeah, there's the label. Nice little area over here. This place has 3 entrances. Cool little light fixtures. This is where I utilized the 11 electronic switch here, or wireless. Nice little bright fixture. They're starting to get ready for service. Nice shelving and bench seating. Place really did quite the transformation. Big pizza oven right here. This would be the bar area. This is the vault. So you got a nice piece of history right here. All the gears and stuff. So, you know, this will probably stay open. I'm guessing. Holy shit, that thing weighs out. So you kind of got the bar, and that's like a focal point. And then you got the vault right here. We added track lighting. And then they got outlets. They're going to do strip LED lighting on the bar. Shelving inside there for liquor. You come into the kitchen. Here's all their kitchen equipment. We got a bunch of gas solenoid valves. One controlled by the CO detector, which dumps the cook line. One control, that's Ansel, which is out of the captive air. The pizza oven over here, they wanted that gas valve only turned on when makeup air was turned on. So there's a dry set of contacts in this cabinet I was able to utilize. Here's all your buttons. There's a CO kit. If that trips and shuts off that CO valve right there. Once this is satisfied, you got to come over here and manually reset the button. They got some machine equipment. Look at the size of this mixer. You could probably fit in that thing. Coolers, freezers, ice machines, dishwashers. Place came out awesome. A lot of work in this old building. This building, I think like 1925 or something like that. It's old, so. Bathrooms came out real nice too. Nice black. I kind of dig the tile, the wallpaper. We have a wire upstairs if they ever want, or in a junction box to add a vanity light. Hey, how you doing, huh? Whew, yeah, dude. All that working out and running's paying off. Another bathroom. This one's a little bit bigger, you know. The women need the bigger bathroom. Hand dryers, fire alarm, emergency lighting. There's all a common exhaust fan that does all these. Everything's nicely labeled. Outlets labeled. Here's my 2 panels on this floor. I'm just putting the phenolic labels on these. 200 amp, tells you everything you need. Always pencil them. Let's do startup on all the equipment. Let's let this place operate for a little while to see if we need to change anything or redo before we make a nice printed label. Utilize some breaker locks for stuff here. Multiple pieces of equipment. The code states that I need disconnecting means for pieces of equipment within sight, or it has to be lockable. The dishwasher's 3-phase 70 amps, so it pushes it past that threshold that doesn't need GFI. If If you look in the code book, it tells you 60 amps or less, GFCI for the dishwasher. Once you go above it, back to the disconnect means. You can do a breaker lock because it's lockable. There's not a good spot. Go in here where the dishwasher is. There's not a good spot to put a big 100 amp disconnect anywhere in this room. You could put it on one of these walls, but it's just gonna get beat up. In the past, we've put a weatherproof one underneath, but it's not really accessible. So in this piece of equipment, we end up utilizing some breaker locks, more fire alarm. Let's go take a look upstairs, and then up top there, we got unit A, B, C. We got 3 ERV systems up there as well. Here's all your thermostats for them, A, B, C. Those are the units with the duct smokes because of the CFMs. These lights were all existing. We just refed the panel upstairs that feeds these lights. A lot of these boxes we were able to utilize, or we pretty much had to utilize, the existing infrastructure. So there's an existing switch box behind this with a rigid conduit. We did box over box and added everything that we needed to. Got a nice concentric bend right there on that to get up to that smoke detector. Cool little light. These 2 boxes were existing. We just reused them. Same thing in here. This rigid conduit went downstairs to a splice box. These lights don't really give off a lot of lighting, but they got lights. Mini split systems. This old conduit was the existing fire alarm system that we just demoed out. They said, you know what, let's keep the pipe and infrastructure because now we have pipe throughout the place. We'll paint it and blend it in. This is a long video. Let's see how many people watch it. Let's go take a look on the roof. Oh, I figure this is a better phone one than the glasses. Here's all the roof equipment. Here's a makeup air unit. Makeup air unit is all pre-wired. Nice junction box in here, labeled. Everything comes up from below. It's self-contained inside this unit. All you do is feed the whips that come from the factory. We got a mini split system over here that does the kitchen. Freezers and coolers. You might have saw these already. Built a nice disconnect rack, liquid tight into the unit. We got a service outlet on this roof area right here. I mean, I wish the HVAC equipment matched the electrical installation, but it didn't, so that's okay. Over here, I did this one in complete liquid tight from the roof because I wanted this to be flexible. This actually has a hinge. If they ever need to clean this, now they can take this, open it up, and hinge it. Let's close this real quick before we move along. And then if you go down over here, bear with me. This place had 3 roof sections. Here's roof section number 2. Another mini split I built off the unit. This one here, this mini split goes around the corner to this. We got a exhaust fan. This is a common exhaust fan that does all the rooms. We got a service outlet. Go up on the roof here. Let's go take you for a walk. Walk this way. I think Aerosmith did that one, right? It's a nice cool morning in Massachusetts. 60 degrees, beautiful. I'm just doing some labeling here. I got to finish up a 200 amp upgrade at another place. Up here, we got more units. These are the 3 condensers for those 3 units here. That existing 2-inch we came up in, pulled along, used the 3/4 for the control wiring for these. Went across. Everything's wired right here. Came into the trough. We got A, B, C. We got a rooftop outlet. These are beyond the disconnect, so it's not in your clearance. Then we shoot across, we go into this space. This is unfinished attic space underneath that high ceiling that you saw. They got sprinkler heads in there for protection. So we had to provide heat. So there's 2 heaters below me right here that keep that space maintained. All right, let's head down and go look at the rest of the place. We got another, I think this is gonna be a little office. So nice, they got some history in here, they kept some stuff. Put a sink because this used to be a bathroom. And that's about it. It's an office. All right, let's continue downstairs. You can go see. So here's all my labels. I just got to put them in. Get these made at Smart Signs, smartsign.com. Fast, efficient. You build them, they make them, they send them. Best way. Oh, it's locked. This was the existing splice can I was able to utilize. I got a 3/4 that goes up. It gets me from that space to this space. My fire alarm stuff goes down through. Everything's piped down here for fire alarm. And we got ourselves a cooler right here. And a boiler, you guys already know. So the boiler does coil packs for the 3 units upstairs for heat, and it does this giant ass indirect right here. So we got an outlet for the the recirc pump, nice little plug-in style. Did the boiler nice. This switch right here kills the Takeo board, that emergency switch right there kills everything to do with the boiler. This was some lighting. We got emergency lights. Here's the boiler over here. I got a junction box here that has a 3/4 that goes back to the electric room. We got a sub pump. We just refed it basically, made sure that it was working. As you can see, they got a lot of other water problems down here. They take water from this pipe leaking and everything else. Fire alarm continues, piping continues. It's gonna be a soda fountain rack. We got some other stuff. We got condensers. And then the equipment. 400 amp existing disconnect, CT cabinet, meter, spare fuses. We got the GC75 for my grounding electrode. I got the GC50 that goes over. We hit a ground rod here, which was a real pain in the ass, and then another ground rod inside there. We got a nice distribution panel, Highline style. This thing's actually 600 amp rated, so in the future, if they ever decide to add a lot of equipment here, they just change from here out. They don't have to change everything downstream. 3 spots for breakers. I got phenolic labels for this. This is a trough. All my MC cables that went behind this came into that trough, down. We got rigid couplings, chase nipples to squeeze between the panels. I got a couple conduits into the bottom of that panel. This takes off right here. This goes up to the splice can that we first saw coming down the stairs to bring branch circuit. We got sign and exterior lighting. This just bonds the water right here. They have PVC coming in from the city, so we're just bonding the copper inside this facility. And that's pretty much it, guys. This is a good job. A lot of demo. A lot of figuring out the existing circuitry so that we could see how we could utilize it. This place is built like a fortress. It's a bank. A lot of people thought it was something different, maybe like a church or something, but it was a bank, I think built in like the 1900s, 1925. That's a wrap label and we're done.